What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soda Pod YouTube channel for yet another Minnesota Wild prospect watch here. And today we are back with Team USA, and we are going to be checking out our boy Jack Peart. The Slovaks are taking on USA today. USA with their beautiful white jerseys. Oh, New York Rangers-esque with that USA. I mean, ode to the Olympics. Shout out Herb Brooks. Little Minnesota vibe here. Shout out to everybody joining in as well. I appreciate you all. Keep the comments coming. You know it's a comment-driven stream. You want to hear your interaction all through this game. Again, Minnesota Wild prospect watch here. We're going to keep our eye on Jack Peart. If you haven't watched the first USA game, he was paired up with Luke Hughes, and in my opinion, the best defender on the team in that game. And traditionally more of an offensive-minded guy. Like, you know, he puts up points on the blue line for St. Cloud University, but last game, very much a defensive crux. Absolutely love it. We are just over a minute 30 into the first period here, and it's been all USA thus far. Got to comment on the Slovaks blue jerseys. Beautiful, clean. Gotta love it. Back to the comments we go. I see we have a bunch of people in the chat here. That is awesome. Sean saying, go USA. Rah! With the eagle soaring. All things aside, I think USA wins 4-2. I'll lock in that prediction. Now, the Slovaks looked pretty good against the Finns. First two periods, I'd say the Slovaks actually held their own, but third period, Finland just took them to town. Now, the US, I don't want to say they had an easy matchup against Latvia. Latvia, though the U.S. beat them, what was it, 5-2? Latvia, a damn good team, as they showed and proved against Switzerland, who's a good team in their own right, beating the Finns in their first game. Another test for the United States here in the preliminary round. And a nice shot by the Slovaks. The Slovaks score! 3 minutes in, and Slovaks already have a goal on the board. Holy shit. 1-0 right off the bat. Yeah, that was my prediction. 5-3 for Team USA. RJ, what's going on? Hey, Sean. I see Jacob's in here as well. Canada for gold. Fuck the USA. Slovakia wins 5-0. I think that's a stretch. Now, I know the American goaltender. He's young. He's only 17 years old. Augustine. Okay, so they have a different goaltender in. Augustine, only 17 years of age. Looks like the Americans are going with their second goaltender here. And oh my goodness, the Slovaks woke him up right away. 3 minutes into this game. And Slovakia already up 1-0 on the Americans. Puck drop center of the ice right now. That got my blood going. I mean, I'm already sweating here, folks. Jack Peart not on the ice for that goal. We'll continue to rate Jack Peart throughout this game as well. I'll get him up on the screen there. There it is. What a beauty. What a beauty. My goodness. Yeah, the States have to respond big here, folks. 4 shots on net already for Slovakia, 0 for the United States, and Slovakia is already up 1-0. It's funny, I was just talking to my roommate before this thing. You know, I think the Americans got it here based on how, like, there's a lot more parity in this tournament. I think that the Americans could actually hang with some of the, these other teams here. They beat Latvia. Latvia's been giving some teams some issues. I imagine Switzerland's going to be not an easy victory, but I predict a victory for the States nonetheless. But oh my goodness, Slovakia. I don't have a huge read on Slovakia. Haven't watched too much. I watched a little bit of the game against the Finns, but didn't watch it in its entirety, just the second and third period and some highlights. 16:51 left in the first period. Keep the comments coming, folks. Want to hear your thoughts on this game as well. 16:40 left in the first, and it's been all Slovaks so far. Finally, the Americans get their first shot on it. Give me 1 sec, folks. I'm just gonna... I know we're Team USA focused here with Jack Peart, but I'm 90% sure Slovaks also have a Minnesota Wild prospect, so I just want to double check that and make sure that we represent the young man here as well. But yes, I'm right. Servak Petrovsky. How could I forget? How could I forget? I'll add that to the description of this video as well. 2 Wild prospects to keep our eyes on in this game, folks. Keep the comments coming. 16:07 left. Face off. Won by the Slovaks to have it at their blue line. Shot. Deflected high and wide. The U.S. have it, but give it up to the Slovaks. Behind the net. 3-on-1 there. Americans really trying to get possession back. Slovaks still have it. Slovaks left side shot. Outside the circle. Doesn't get through the slot there. Americans get it back and get it out of the zone. 2-on-2 in the rush. And there'll be a penalty on Slovakia, so we'll see the Americans get a much-needed power play here. Just under 5 minutes into the first period. My goodness, folks. My goodness. I'm going to add an extra ticker on the screen for our boy from Slovakia. Another player who our boy Spoke Z on the SodaPod podcast. If you haven't checked out our podcast, folks, by the way, this YouTube channel is primarily a vessel for us to post our video clips from the podcast, brewery tours, and special content and interviews with them, as well as original content that we feel is appropriate and fun to throw on this channel as well. So if you dig my vibe, we do streams every now and then, but it's not necessarily a streaming channel. Mostly an avenue for us to pump our podcast. So check out the podcast, The Soda Pod, wherever you get your podcast from. And the Americans score on the power play just like that. It is a 1-1 game. We are back to square one. On their second shot of the game on their power play. So left side, and the Americans send a shot wide. Back to the right side, center of the circle. And you know what? Goche sends it on net. Or actually sends it to the slot. Tipped by number 2 for the Americans. That went right in front of the net. And Boucher, who's at number 13 for the Americans, gets that rebound and sends it home. Not the prettiest goal, but you will take it. You will take it. My goodness. Just under 5 minutes into the first period. Already 2 goals. This is going to be an exciting one, folks. This is going to be an exciting one. My freaking goodness, folks. Slovaks challenging, actually, that goal for goaltender interference. Interesting. All right, listening in to see how this goes. The officials are challenging it. Or sorry, the Slovaks are challenging and the officials are taking a look at it right now. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that was goaltender interference. What do you guys think? Let me know. And IIHF rules, so who knows how they're going to judge this? The refs. Who's the goalie for Team USA? Let me bring up their roster here in a second. I thought they were going to go with the kid who won them the last game, who's 17 years old, Mr. Augustine, but they're going with their, I guess, 1B, their backup here. So give me 1 sec. I'm just literally in the background right here adding some information on Petrovsky, the Wild's second prospect, then I'll get you that info. And it is a good goal. Yes, that's what I thought it would be. Good goal by the Chipotle. I mean, the Americans. Chipotle being their sponsor is literally the most American thing ever. It's a good goal.
Exactly that.
Damn. Well, what an exciting first few minutes of this game. My goodness. Shout out to everyone joining. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment in the live chat. We want to be totally interactive with all of you. Slovakian coach not happy about this, trying to get an explanation from the ref. Wow. All right, and there we go. Puck drop, and the United States get a power play as a result of the challenge not being accepted. U.S. right back on the power play, which gave them success early in this game. Right side, back door to the slot. That misses its target. I'll get right back to the comments in a second here, folks. And the American is now taking a penalty. Let's take a look at what happened here. Wow. I can't believe that, man. Talk about the refs just calling everything here. Wait, it's not. What the heck just happened? Offside? I don't know what the fuck the replay showed us. It showed us a cross check in the crease, which I thought the refs called on number 13, which again was soft. Didn't think that would have warranted a penalty. Someone was offside. Get it together, TSN. I mean, show us the actual replay here. Stop confusing us. Shots 4-3 for the Slovaks. Americans still in the power play. 1 minute and 10 seconds left. What do we got in the comments right here? Is it the same as the NHL when they challenge it unsuccessfully get a penalty? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum. And there's a whistle. 14:24 left in the first. Dun, 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 dun. $14, 13, 55 seconds left in the U.S. power play. U.S. trying to get a rush set up here. They speed through the neutral zone with ease. 2-on-2, 3-on-2. They get set up back to the blue line. Patient at the point to the right side. Moving the puck and a shot. Again, they got to pass more. The Americans got to pass more. They're talented. They can weave through everybody, but enemies think that's an opportunity. We're like, why do you go for the shot? Why don't you pass to the left? Wide open on the left side. Instead, the American shot, got the rebound, no one there to take the rebound. It's little things like that that will, you're that talented. You got to recognize that you got a man open on that left side. Don't be selfish. Don't rely on a potential rebound. Just go for it. Here, we're looking at the replay right now. Right, look at that. Look at that. Just waiting at the circle. Ends up retrieving it and getting another shot. But I don't know. There it is again. Like, I don't know, man. I know it's tight. I know in real time it's hard to make those decisions, and who am I to judge? But when you got a guy open on that left side, don't go for the shot. Don't go for the rebound. Go for the pass, especially on the power play. Coming in hot on the left side, circles around the net is Team USA. What's up, Victoria? And the Americans score again on the fifth shot. Second goal on the power play. Well, so far, Slovakia's penalty kill doesn't look too strong against the Americans, who have a damn good power play. We're 7 minutes into this first period, and we've already seen 3 goals. USA! USA! Unbelievable stuff there. Wow. I'm just adding Petrosky's name to this ticker here. We got to show this guy some love. He's already got 3 points on the tournament too. And puck is dropped. 13:05 in the first. Up 4-5 for the Americans. It is a 2-1 game. The Americans lead. Both goals coming on their power play. Back-to-back power plays for the United States as the Slovaks just gave them a power play, losing a challenge on the Americans' first goal. Hey, that's a learning experience for the coach too. Unless you're certain, don't roll the dice because it'll bite you in the ass. Things will slow down eventually. I don't know, man. This is the World Juniors. It's always fast-paced. All gas, no brakes, baby. And that's why I love this tournament. Again, as from a Minnesota Wild perspective here, I really don't care who wins because on one side, we got Servac Petrovsky. On the other, we have Jack Peart. Now, neither of them have been super noticeable yet. Peart played a pretty quiet game in game 1 against Latvia. However, I don't want to say that that's a bad thing at all. The quiet game was actually really good because he was paired up with Luke Hughes, the captain, and him staying back and being more of the pillar allowed, Luke Hughes to work his magic, right? He is offensively inclined though, as I believe he's got 15 points on the season with St. Cloud. I have it written on the ticker over here as well. Yeah, 15 points in 18 games with St. Cloud this season. He's number 23 on Team USA. Servac Petrovsky, number 18, is the forward for Team Slovakia. Yeah, the World Juniors are so fast paced. It makes the people complaining about the NHL being fast paced look silly, dude. Absolutely. And it's because these kids, like, for some of them, this is their Stanley Cup, right? For some of them, they know they're never making the show, and this is the biggest stage for them. And for those who are, projected to go in the first round, this is a good tournament for the scouts to kind of determine how much dog they have in them when all is on the line, right? And that's what I love about this tournament. And skilled guys kind of abandoning defense a little bit, just unless you're Latvia and Germany. Your whole game is based off defense in that case, which excited for the Canada-Germany game later today. But again, we got 2 Minnesota Wild prospects in this game. I'll update the description of the video in the break so we can show Petrovsky some love. That was my bad, folks. Setting up this stream, I did just kind of a copy and paste on my description from the Team USA stream that I did yesterday, the day before yesterday. And I knew that the Minnesota Wild, they have prospects on Team Canada, Team USA, Czechia, and Slovakia. Not as many prospects, and Sweden as well. Not as many prospects in this World Juniors as I did last year, with a few of them graduating, overagers now. But still a decent amount, and that's why we are here today. Prospect watch, baby. Again, number 18, Petrovsky for Slovakia's Minnesota Wild prospect forward. Jack Peart, number 23 on defense for Team USA. 11 minutes left in this first period. Shots 7-4 for Team USA. The US also leads 2-1. They've scored both of their goals on the power play. Again, untested goaltender for the United States in this tournament, as they played their first official game with the young 17-year-old Augustine in game 1 against Latvia. He played okay. Latvia scored 2 really nice goals against him, so I'm not going to fault him for that. Played a better game than Canada's goalie, I'll tell you that much. Here we go. Slovaks breakout on the right side. They get a change. Number 14 for the Slovaks. Working his way in a nice shot. The goalie looked down in concern as he maybe thought that was going to go the 5-hole. A lot of people on Twitter were complaining about how selfish the Canadian team look. What's your take on how they play? I know everyone on Twitter is fucking nuts. Honestly, the people on Twitter, I don't know where, like, their heads are in the cloud. I'll say that. They're just freaking out for no reason. Canada dominated in that game. I'm sorry. I don't know what game they were watching, to be perfectly honest. Canada was the better team. They outshot Czechia. They outshot Czechia by over double, I think, in shots. 2 posts. Fantilli hit 2 posts in the second. Okay. My whole take on Canada is Canada outplayed the hell out of Czechia in every area except for goaltending. Canada's goaltending was awful. That Goudreau guy is horrendous. 88 save percentage in the OHL, and they bring him to be the starter for the World Juniors. I'm sorry, that's not good enough. He played terrible, and Canada was very undisciplined. Very undisciplined. So it was power plays for Czechia, and terrible defense or terrible goaltending for Canada. Now, the defense for Canada wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as everyone's making out to be. And it's World Juniors. You think these guys aren't going to show some skill for the scouts? Come on. Oh my God, these guys shouldn't be doing the Michigan. If this was the NHL or old school, they'd be hit. Well, guess what? This ain't the NHL. It's fucking IIHF rules. So chill the fuck out. I don't know. I thought people were going crazy. Now Canada has a challenge against Germany because Germany's a very good defensive team as well. Canada has to stay out the box. If Canada stays out the box, they're going to beat every single team in this tournament. So there you go, Sean. Passionate answer, but come on. The people thinking Canada being selfish, not as good as Czech, give your head a shake and actually start watching this sport because you are blind. There's my take on it. 9 minutes left in this first period. Slovakia got a shot off, but the Americans haven't got a shot in the last minute and a half here. Shot still 7-5. U.S. leading by 1. Again, Minnesota Wild prospect watch on this channel. We have 2 Minnesota Wild prospects in this game. Jack Peart for the Americans, number 23 on defense. We have number 18 forward for Slovakia, Servac Petrovsky. Battle right now in the UF zone. Slovak trying to regain possession and set something up, but it's just been one-on-one battles here. The younger Middlestat, number 21 for the United States, sends that out. A lot of Minnesota Golden Gophers being represented on this American team. Hell, just a lot of Minnesota boys in general well represented on this American team. Little fluttering of a backhand. Barely a shot, but it will count on net. And look at that, man. Look at that. The Slovaks and the Americans chippy between whistles already. And we're not even out of the first period. Shout out to everyone joining. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is mostly an avenue for us to post our podcast video clips on this channel. Check out our podcast, The SOTA Pod, wherever you get your podcast from. Just check out the bottom bar on the screen here. Big shout out to our partners as well who make all of this happen. Northland Vodka, Waggle Golf, Better Edge, and 7th Avenue Pizza. Back to the comments we go. Fair enough. Again, little passionate because I'm Canadian, but like I really have no idea what game these people were watching who are saying that Canada was played bad. Did they play amazing? No, they would have won if they played amazing. They like and no disrespect to Czechia. Czechia's a damn good team. They employed a solid game plan, was to draw as many penalties as possible, be tight defensively, and take advantage of their power play. Can't knock them for that. They're one of the better teams in the tournament. However, to say that giving the puck to Bedard and letting him work his magic is selfish, I'm sorry. Get the fuck out of here, right? Like, he's the best player in this tournament by a long shot. How are you not just going to give him the puck? A lot of pushing and shoving in this game. I like it. We already got a bunch of goals. We already got some special teams and a lot of words being exchanged. Awesome stuff. Very excited for this one. Soto, what's going on, Soto? Sean saying what's up to you as well. By the way, exclusive members on the City Life Project YouTube channel. We are going to be doing an exclusive member stream later, right after the Canada and Germany game. I'm not streaming the Canada and Germany game. There's plenty of other people on YouTube who will do it, like our boy Tom. USA, 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 USA. Shots 8-5 for the Americans. Still 2-1. Yeah, it is a chippy game. Quite a bit of whistles. Another face-off coming here. Hughes and Peart now on the ice for the Americans. Peart on the left side. Americans have it in the Slovak zone. Pass is probably going to be rung down to Peart here on the blue line, and it is. Oh, and it doesn't get there. Peart in the circles. Again, number 23 is Jack Peart, the Minnesota Wild prospect. Fires it wide from the slot of the Americans. They still have it in deep. Left side. Bring it back. Good pressure by the Slovaks here. They're doing well in the one-on-one battles, but a beautiful shot to the, or pass to the circle and a shot by the Americans, but that one goes wide and rings all the way down the ice. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, folks. Minnesota Wild prospect watch here focuses on Servac Petrovsky, number 18 for Slovakia, and Jack Peart, defenseman for Team USA, number 23. Nice shot to the blue line, number 17 for the Americans. Shot, miss. Slovaks try to get it out of their zone. Unsuccessful as the US get it back in the neutral zone. They quickly send it back up over the Slovak blue line. Slovaks able to ring that up. I mean, back and forth, these guys are picking each other's pockets play by play. Can shout out to Soto, Victoria, Sean, Jacob, RJ. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining here today. This is a physical game, folks. This is a physical game. The Slovaks are big, big boys. I mean, if you look at just the guys on the ice right now, they're all bigger than the Americans. Every single one of them. I imagine it's going to get physical. More physical than it is already. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload. We upload video clips of our podcast as well as exclusive brewery tours, interviews, and original content as well on this channel. Always like to focus on Team USA, as this is a USA Hockey and Minnesota Wild based podcast, as well as Minnesota Wild prospects. And lucky for us, we have two that we're keeping our eyes on in this game. Jack Peart, number 23 on defense, as well as, or for the Americans, as well as Servac Petrovsky, number 18 forward for Slovakia. Vertex, imagine streaming hockey from live sport. Imagine that. Imagine that. Or from our Russian friend. Imagine that. Vertex, thank you so much for joining. Yes, if you guys need a place to watch this game, I'm by no means like tricking guys into watching me anyways. There are plenty of channels on YouTube right now that are streaming this game. So if you want somewhere to watch, just look it up. You'll find a place. I'm doing this for our podcast loyals. I mean, I have some just loyal fans too that I appreciate you guys for hopping on here as well. And I mean, I'm going to be watching this game, really keeping an eye on number 18 on Slovakia and number 23 for the United States. It's relevant to the podcast. And I mean, it grows our YouTube channel a little bit, which we're starting to invest in a little bit more than just the podcast. Right, Sean? Which is crazy. I don't know how they get away with it. I guess the IIHF just doesn't give a fuck this holiday season. Here I am on the City Life Project YouTube channel, get a strike in my stream banned, and I didn't even go live because it has a, what was it, UFC 282 in the title. Yet motherfuckers from Russia are literally hosting the game on YouTube, and it's been 3 or 4 days now, and they're not closed. So, I mean, if you need a place to watch it, you'll find it on YouTube. I appreciate you, Vertex, for popping in and dropping a comment regardless, buddy. And for Sean, Soto, RJ, and Jacob just to join. Sean, I know it's going to be a little bit late tonight, but I hope to see you on the City Light Project members only stream as well. Again, I'm literally going to fire it up right after the Canada-Germany game. Highly doubt that one will be super chippy too, unless Canada plays ridiculously undisciplined. Jack Peart has the puck right now as he moves it up the ice. Great pass left side to number 5. Again, haven't noticed Petrovsky too much in this game for the Slovaks, but Peart playing a good game so far. Again, Peart, defensive partner, is the captain, Yeah, Jack Hughes. Or Luke Hughes. Jesus Christ. Jack Hughes is New Jersey Devils. So many Hughes. All so talented. 4 minutes left in the first period. Shots 9-6 for the U.S., and the U.S. leads 2-1 in this exciting first period. Tipped in front for the Americans, but that tips right on to the Slovak stick. Slovak taking a hit as number 27 for the U.S. Great play there. Gets possession back, and they send it again in the Slovak zone. Slovaks, hard defense, crowding the Americans here, doing everything they can to regain possession. All of them fighting. There's like 6 guys fighting up against the wall right now. Snuggerud, in my opinion, the first star in the Latvia-US game. Minnesota Gopher, absolute beast of a player. Great blocker save there by the Slovaks as the Americans got a shot off from the slot. Who do I think is making it to the finals? It's so weird that Russia's not in this tournament. I mean, deservingly so, but like it's just crazy that they're not in this tournament. Oh, and just when I said Snuggerud being an absolute beast, he takes the U.S. first penalty of the game. Slovak, let's see what they have here on the power play in just a moment's time. Who do I think is going to win? Honestly, I'm not convinced by the Finns yet. I will say... I will also say, ask me again tomorrow, Sean, because it might change after watching the Canada-Germany game. Because if Germany holds Canada to just like a few goals, like hell, if Germany holds Canada to like say 3 and under goals, then we have a problem. And Canada, I wouldn't even pick to make the finals at that point. Based on what, like Sweden didn't really wow me either, though, as Germany held them to 1 goal. So, man, if I'm really, really going to be honest, I think I have to pick Canada-US. However, dark horse team is Switzerland. And I mean, that's a reach, but they're the dark horse, and I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they sneak their way in. I really don't. Snuggerud for tripping at 3:11 left in the... Oh, yeah. Went in for a hit, but his stick caught up. His stick went in first. Not a bad call at all. Shots 10-6 for the U.S. 3:13 left in the first period. Slovaks are going on the power play for the first time. Let's see if our boy is out here on the power play. Is he injured? Does anyone know? Is Petrosky injured? McKinnon! Thank you so much for joining, McKinnon. McKinnon Productions. USA and Finland. Aren't they in the same group, though? Finland, US in the same group, so I don't know if they can go to the finals. But anyways. Again, I would have picked Finland to go to the finals based on their rankings and how their team was constructed before I saw them play. The fact that Switzerland beat them in a game where, like, unlike Canada and Czech, where Canada looked like the better team and lost, like Switzerland looked just as good or better than the Finns and deservingly won that game. Yes, it was the first game, so I get it. Great defense by the Americans, by the way, sending that back down. 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the power play. So I know the Finns are usually slow starters, but to be perfectly honest, brother, I was not impressed with the Finns at all. Yeah, they played better against the Slovaks. I'll give them that. But so far, the U.S. is playing good against the Slovaks too, and the Latvia gave a lot to the U.S. too. Now Latvia gassed in that third period, and the U.S. took advantage of that. But so far, I would say that the U.S. are a much better team based on what I've seen compared to the Finns right now. But again, Finns traditionally slow starters in this tournament, so got to keep that in mind as well. Those two impressed me the most, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with you. The States. Can't say I agree with you with the Finns. I honestly was more impressed by Latvia, Germany, and Switzerland over Finland, to be perfectly honest. Now, again, maybe it's because their floor is a lot lower, and all 3 of those teams kind of rose to the occasion and played damn good hockey, utilizing all their strengths. But I'm being honest. Switzerland has impressed me the most. Latvia, I mean, surprise, surprise, they got a good goalie. Fucking every international team for Latvia has a good goalie. The U.S. kill off Slovaks penalty. 1 minute left in the first period, and the Slovaks still have the puck in the U.S. zone. Petrosky sends a nice pass backdoor. And the German goaltender, my goodness. Best goalie performance I've seen in the tournament yet came from Germany against Sweden. And it looks like another penalty might be called on the Americans as a late hit there. Americans might go right back on the PK here, folks. Why did they do it by points and not bracket? That's a good question. To be different than the NCAA, maybe? Okay, Nemec is going down for tripping when Snuggerud came out of the box. Slovakia is going back on the PK, and this is not good for them as U.S. have scored both of their goals on the power play. And the U.S. is going to start the second period on the power play as well, as there's only 48 seconds left. Face off to the right of the goaltender. Hughes has it. One-timer far side, and that's a good save by Slovakia. Fair points. I haven't watched most of their games. Yeah. No, and fair enough, buddy. I've watched every single game of the tournament thus far. This is my, I love hockey. Can't say I watch every game in the NHL anymore. I used to when I had a lot of time. I very much just really keep tabs on the Minnesota Wild, and then my favorite team, the Vancouver Canucks. Minnesota Wild, I obviously do a podcast for, the Soda Pod, which is, this is the YouTube channel, the official YouTube channel of the Soda Pod. 30 seconds left. Americans on the power play in their own zone, trying to get one last breakout. But this is my tournament. I love this tournament more than any other sporting event in the world. I look forward to this every year. I take off a little bit of time working, school, whatever it is, just to focus on the tournament. So I have my opinions. They're not gospel, but I've watched every game thus far. Attaboy. Hey, U.S. playing good. U.S. playing good. And that is it for the first period. The U.S. will have 1 minute and 12 seconds of power play time to start in the second period. USA is looking real strong for a team who I would argue doesn't have the sexiest roster. Not the sexiest roster, but a deep roster. You look at the fourth line of the Americans, and they're all solid. And they have a lot of Minnesota boys. And let's be honest, Minnesota is Canada 2.0 as far as producing hockey players. And it shows here. There's a ton of Gophers on the team, and there's a ton of just Minnesota-born players on the team too. All of them really, really exciting and really, really good in their own right. A player that I didn't notice much for the Americans in that period, though, was Logan Cooley, the third overall pick for the Arizona Coyotes last year. All those YouTube channels that are streaming it are BS because they just put a black box in front of the screen. It's crazy. And I feel like a lot of YouTube's bots are employed by Russia. So maybe that if someone's streaming the game from Russia, they have a way to get by the bots. I don't know. I'm not complaining. It's just I'm just very confused. And McKinnon, the only reason why I'm a little bit salty on the matter, and we'll run down the first period in just a moment, folks. The only reason I'm a little salty because my second channel, which is my primary streaming channel. I don't do streaming much on this channel. I do MMA content on the City Life Project YouTube channel. It's an MMA and vlog channel with my partner, Kyle Mudge, partner in crime. He's the co-creator of that channel. He does all the vlog stuff, and I do all the streaming stuff on the channel, but very much MMA, combat sports focus. Not just MMA. We do submission grappling streams, Muay Thai, karate, kickboxing, bare knuckle, events as well. Up to 5 streams a week on that channel. And I didn't even stream yet. I set up a stream, much like I had this one set up before I went on. And the UFC copyright, and I got a strike. And it was just it literally said watch party UFC. It didn't even say real stream, whatever, anything like that. So long and the short of it, I got a strike for setting up a watch party on my channel because the UFC were butthurt that I was maybe going to stream their pay-per-view. Yeah, we have straight up people stealing TSN's feed on YouTube, and they're able to live on. So anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yes, Minnesota and Michigan, 100%. Those are the two hockey hotspots of the United States. I would, mostly because they're damn cold, right? They're good hockey states there. I would argue that Minnesota is a little bit more, personally. I'm out living here in Minnesota too, and I can say that the hockey culture here is just as big as any province in Canada. The The only difference is everyone's also an NFL fan, where everyone in Canada is like, meh. All right, folks, let's run down that first period. I mean, right off the bat, first minute and 40 seconds, the Slovaks score 5-on-5. And I think that's an important piece to this conversation. 5-on-5, the Slovaks score. The Americans answer right back with the power play goal. Slovaks challenged that power play goal. Unfortunately, the challenge was not accepted. The Americans go back on the power play and score their second goal. Slovaks got a power play after that and were unsuccessful. They'll move the puck pretty well. Out to the Slovaks, PK really has to tighten up. We saw a little bit of that as they killed one half of the Americans' third power play going into the break. They have 1 minute and 12 seconds of PK left to start the second period. As far as the prospects, watch the prospects for the Minnesota Wild that we are keeping an eye out in this game. Servac Petrovsky, not super noticeable 5-on-5. However, he did have a few good plays on the second unit on the power play. He was kind of that guy in the bumper or behind the net, feeding the slot or the circles, and he had two good passes, from one into the slot and one behind the circles. The one to the slot was right at the end of the Slovakian power play, but hey, he looked good on special teams. Didn't really notice him on 5-on-5 leading up to that point, though. Jack Peart, honestly, doing what he was doing in that first game. He looked fucking solid. I think it's an incredible pairing to have him and Jack Hughes. Luke Hughes. God, why do I keep saying that? Luke Hughes, because I'm used to the NHL player. That's why. Luke Hughes is obviously going to be that rover. Quinn Hughes 2.0, baby. He's going to be that rover. He's going to be all around. And Peart being more stoic, also a really good skater, also with that offensive mind. As in St. Cloud, he's primarily St. Cloud for the NCAA. He's primarily an offensive-minded defenseman with 15 points in 18 games on the season, 3 goals. However, with him kind of staying back, being more of that first pass guy, reliable, steady defender on the back, with that offensive mind still, I think that's just a great combo to have. Luke's going to be confident in him to know where to make the reads, where to make the passes, and so far, Peart's looked incredible in this first period. I'm rating Peart an A. I'm rating Petrovsky a B just because I didn't see anything wrong in his game. I just didn't see him enough. And as a forward, you want to stand out a little bit, whereas Peart, if you don't really notice him, that's kind of a good thing. If you're staying back, being a solid defender, yeah, I did notice him. That's how good his passes were. So after period 1, I'm giving our boy in the corner, where's the corner of the screen there, giving Jack Peart an A rating. After the first period, I am giving Servac Petrovsky a B. What's up, RJ is back. Other than Yukon and Nunavut. Fair. I will push back and say that they play way more hockey than we can even imagine for the population that they have. Now, it's not super organized. It's more backyard rink hockey. But let's be honest, McKinnon Productions, it all started in the northern territories of Canada. So that's where the real gritty hockey is being played. With the indigenous in the indigenous villages, that is where the real hockey is being played. And I would give anything to go up there and meet some of the communities, earn their trust and respect to be able to share the ice with them for a game. I think that would just be honestly an honor as someone who's a hockey fan and, someone who's resided on Vancouver Island for many, many years, which was, a huge indigenous population and a lot of history on that island with them as well. So for someone who's come from that background and worked with a lot of the indigenous people growing up and living in very small rural Canadian communities, I think it would be such an honor, man, to share a sheet of ice up in the Yukon, Nunavut, or the Northwest Territories with some of those people. 13 likes. Yeah, let's go. Like the video, drop a comment in the live chat. Again, McKinnon Productions, appreciate you joining, brother. If you dig my vibe, if you dig hockey, not just Minnesota Wild hockey, but college hockey, NHL talk at large, please check out my podcast, The SOTA Pod, wherever you get your podcast from. We just dropped a new episode today, and tonight we'll have another bonus episode, episode 300. I can't believe it's been 4 years since I started this podcast. Gone through a few hosts. Hoppy and I have been going strong since episode 60 something? And my goodness, we just hit 300, and that episode will be dropping later today. Oh, you're an absolute beauty. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. All right, folks. Again, Slovakia looked good 5-on-5, but their PK is going to have to tighten up. The States, their power play looks damn good. They scored 2 already on their power play. Jack Peart, A rating from me after the first period. Servac Petrosky for Slovakia. Again, the 2 Minnesota Wild prospects. I'll rate him a B just because he was active on the power play, but didn't see him much. 5-on-5. I'm going to take a quick break here, folks. Be back in 4 to 5 minutes live here on the channel. Again, we'll run down Slovakia again. We'll run down the States again. And we'll do a little bit more deep dive into the prospects whom this stream is built around. Again, shout out to you, McKinnon Productions. Love the conversations, buddy. Shout out to you, RJ. Shout out to you, Sean. Shout out to you, Vertex. Shout out to you, Soto, Victoria, Jacob. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you all. Tomorrow, NHL games, NHL Dallas Stars versus Minnesota Wild, 8 p.m., and that's a must-win for the Minnesota Wild as they have a tough January schedule. They had an easy, mostly Pacific division, which they cleaned up on the West Coast schedule in December. They got the points they needed to get back up to the top of their division. In the Central, however, this is going to be a tough month for the Minnesota Wild. I mean, I know it's not quite January yet, but starting with the Dallas Stars, who in my opinion are one of the better teams in the National Hockey League. Robertson, and I'm sorry, Minnesota Wild fans watching this, Robertson should have won the Calder over Kaprizov. I look, and it's taking nothing away from the god that is Kaprizov, but let's be honest here. He was a true rookie, and he's just as good or better than Kaprizov moving forward. So anyways, I know that's going to ruffle some feathers. I'm going to take a quick break. I will see you folks back on the other side in 4 to 5 minutes. Until then, check out a little word from our partners at Back Channel Brewing, and check out some of the merch that we have on my other channel, the City Life Project. Back for the second period. Back to cover Slovakia, back to cover the States, back to talk about Minnesota Wild prospects on the other side. See you folks back here in 4 to 5 minutes. Like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload, and I will see you on the other side.
Are you also thinking, how can I look fly as for the holiday season? Well, then we have the answer for you. Go check out thecitylifeproject.com. Yes, our channel's official merch site. We will be adding seasonal merch all the time, updating the store, exclusive seasonal drops as well. We just started out. If you want to support the channel more than our exclusive members, shout out to all of these beauties. Then go ahead and check out the store. Again, let us know if you have any suggestions for merch that you would love to buy, and we appreciate all the support again.
Looks like you guys are ready for the next level. Smaller
Are you also thinking, how can I look fly as for the holiday season? Well, then we have the answer for you. Go check out the citylifeproject.com. Yes, our channel's official merch site. We will be adding seasonal merch all the time, updating the store, exclusive seasonal drops as well. We just started out. If you want to support the channel more than our exclusive members, shout out to all of these beauties. Then go ahead and check out the store. Again, let us know if you have any suggestions for merch that you would love to buy, and we appreciate all the support again.
Welcome to the Bach Channel Brewing All Hockey Hard Team 3.0. Starting things off is Milton Biggs, but they actually call him Tiny because of that toothpick of a stick. I guess it's not about the size of the lumber, but how you swing it around the net, eh? First we had Goldie Goldthorpe, then we saw Ogie Oglethorpe, and now we've got Tommy Tomthorpe. Except nobody's afraid of Tommy Tomthorpe. Next we have the Tiger King's latest love interest, Meow. Joe Exotic actually found this elusive ice cat while on the prowl for a snow leopard. Next up is the hockey version of Michael Bolton. We know the man loves his woman, but he gives everything he's got for that grungy Seattle flow. Speaking of flow, this little spinorama should change her name to Farrah Flowset and maybe work on those hair flips a bit while you're at it. Lastly, at first glance it appears that we're getting a new age version of Carl Racky, but that quickly fades after that one-footed drag stop. Intimidation erased. That concludes the 2022 All Hockey Hair Team. Good luck to all the state participants out there, and watch out for the Flownados and Hurricanes.
And we are back live here on the Soda Pod YouTube channel for our, third Minnesota Wild prospect watch of the 2023 World Junior Championship. What I love about this tournament too, folks, it's like we didn't have to wait too long for another one, as 2022's World Junior Championship just wrapped up in the summer. Oh my goodness, we are back, and it's been a tremendous tournament thus far. Puck is about to drop for the second period here. We will continue to watch for our boys, Minnesota Wild prospects. Number 23 on Team USA on the defensive side, we have Jack Peart, who had a tremendous first period, a tremendous game against Latvia in their opening game. Team USA Latvia, and honestly, Servek Petrovsky, I rated him B after the first period, a B rating, and we'll continue to rate these guys as the game goes on. When he was noticeable on the second power play unit, had some good looks, had some good passes, didn't really see much of him 5-on-5. What did I miss in the comments here? Yeah, McKinnon Productions, I mean, respect Michigan 100%. Love that the Hughes came through there. I mean, I watched a ton of Wolverines hockey when Quinn Hughes was on the team, but now that I live in Minnesota and I'm like leaning Gophers, I mean, I can't root for Michigan, especially when they hit the Frozen Four. I want them out. He says, LOL, do you? Tom Isha, I was having technical difficulty during my break on stream. Well, I hope you figured everything out. Tom, everyone go subscribe to Tom's channel as well. All right, puck is dropped for the second period here. 1 minute of power play time left for the Americans. They're leading the Slovaks in shots 11-6. They're also leading the Slovaks in goals 2-1. Right side, instead of a shot, it was a nice passing play. Maybe one too many there by the Americans, but it's good to see them move the puck. One-timer, that is blocked by number 4 on Slovakia. Can't get the puck out. The U.S. still have it on the left side. Back to the blue line for the Americans. crashing the net. Oh my goodness, folks. I mean, this has been a chippy freaking game. Chippy freaking game here. Crashing the net. Were the Slovaks here? How about the CF? Football national talk. Honestly, brother, I'm gonna say this. I'm not a football fan. I'm literally forcing myself to watch NFL. Now, I've come to love the Vikings, and put it this way, like, I'm that sports fan that, like, I'm going to choose a team in the league that I'm watching, and I'm just going to go, like, all in on that team. So, like, living in Minnesota, all my friends here are huge Vikings fans. So, like, I'm a Vikings fan. Can't say I'm, like, an NFL fan yet. I respect the game. I like the league and everything, but it's far from, like, my first choice of sports. So, other than, you know, hanging out with the boys on NFL Sunday, watching through some games, asking them some questions, I really only care about the Vikings. And on the Canadian football side, I mean, I support the CFL because I want to keep that league going. BC Lions fan personally. When I'm home, I try to go see a game every season. But yeah, man, to be perfectly honest, not a football guy. My favorite sports in this order are box, lacrosse, hockey, and MMA. Or any sort of fighting, Muay Thai, MMA, submission grappling, like any combat sport. Less boxing. I would watch boxing over football though. Like that's my shit. You see commonality between all three of them. You can fight in all three sports. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, buddy, but yeah, I don't have an opinion on football. What's up, Angus? Thank you so much for joining. See, your ideal football is watching the Premier League and MLS. Yeah, I was referring to American football there. I don't mind soccer, football. That's my dad's favorite sport. And I support the Vancouver Whitecaps of the MLS. Used to go to one of their games every year as well. But again, like, I like combat sports. Soccer's like the furthest thing away from a combat sport. The way that they roll around in agony on the pitch whenever they don't even get tripped. So I get that's the culture. I'm not going to blame them. I'll blame football culture, but yeah. But by all means, guys, educate me more about NFL, American football, Premier League. I love all sports, and I'll never necessarily dog an individual sport, but very much stick with what I love. And it's awesome that the NLL is being broadcasted by both TSN and ESPN now, which is amazing because it's a tremendous league. Honestly, it's awesome. Shots 13-6 for the Americans. Slovaks did a good job of killing off their penalty. Slovak with a nice backhand there as the Americans regain possession, but Slovaks keep it in the American zone. Man, pickpocketing back and forth. The Americans have it now right side, coming in with speed. Again, Minnesota Wild prospect watch here. We're keeping a close eye on number 18 for the Slovakians, Servac Petrovsky. A center with the Owen Sound attack of the OHL. However, he's being played on the wing here for the Slovaks. And number 23 on the Americans, Jack Peart, playing for St. Cloud University. Traditionally a more offensive defender, but on this team for the Americans, he's been paired up with Luke Hughes, and he's been kind of the one staying back, and he's been looking damn good as a rock of a defense partner for Hughes. I do hate when they dive. Again, I don't blame the players, I blame the culture. I recently heard about a new hybrid sport, chess boxing. I do not understand the point system. Is it Russian? There's also phone booth boxing and Brazilian jiu-jitsu in cars, in sports cars, instead of a mat in Russia. So, I mean, Russia's going full Japan with their sports now, honestly. Japan, you know, they're crazy with their game shows. I feel like Russia's like, how can we one-up Japan? Okay, we'll take the crazy out-of-the-box game show concept and make it sport. Again, shout out to everyone watching. You guys are all amazing. I appreciate you all. Again, Jack Peart, number 23 for the Americans. Americans making their breakout through the neutral zone here. Tried to send it in deep, but taken away by the Slovaks. Slovaks ring it up the left side. Lose possession. That might be icing, and it is, as there was no one there for the Slovak to grab it in the neutral zone. So we'll have a face-off in the Slovak zone. Sorry, by the way, Sean, Mbereko. I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name, but Mbereko, I believe that is the U.S. goalie. I don't know anything about him, to be honest. I don't know much about the goalies in this tournament other than Latvians is a stud, Germany's is even more of a stud, and Canada's that Bouchard guy, he sucks. That's my take on goalies in this tournament thus far. Abroad in Japan's Chris Broad did chess boxing. Barstool seems to push chess boxing. I mean, that sounds like something Barstool would push. Barstool, I mean, how about their Rough and Rowdy? That's a lot of fun. This is the first time this year that I tuned in for that. He's a YouTuber. What's up, Shane? Thank you so much for joining. Shane, one of the exclusive members on our City Life Project YouTube channel. Shane, you already got a small feature on this video. As in my City Life merch store commercial, your name is featured in it. 15:42 left in the second period. Fast-paced second period. Not a lot of whistles here. Slovaks pushing, battling their way into the American zone. Hoppy's texting me. Apparently, I'm mispronouncing someone's name. He said, Mbereko. What? And look at this. Okay. Hoppy's texting me. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyways. Shots 14-7 for the Americans. I'm not reading the text, Hoppy. Stop texting me. I'm not reading it. You're just distracting me. If you had notes for me, you should have sent them before the game. 14:25 left. Oh, the American goalie. That's what you're getting. That's what you're getting at. Well, I don't fucking know his name. I honestly thought they were playing, was it Augustine? The 17-year-old again, but good job. I mean, good on them for actually testing out both of them. He played well against Latvia, but a little bit more of a offensive threat here for the Slovaks. Oh my God. I'm going to smash this phone, I swear. Fuck off. There we go. Shots 15-8 for the Americans. Again, haven't seen much of Petrosky yet. Shot from the blue line from Slovakia. Bounces left. Slovakia trying to get it back to the blue line here, and it goes out, and the Americans have it. Looks like they went for a change. Good job for them for keeping it in the Slovak zone. Behind the net, Slovaks look to break out. Shane saying, I'm about to stretch and work out. Normally I listen to music, but I'm going to listen to this instead. Atta boy. Thank you so much, Shane. I appreciate you. Shane, we're doing an exclusive membership stream on the City Light Project YouTube channel later. I also am on the last episode of Alice in Borderland. It's good. Or it's so good. Nice. Haven't been watching too much TV during the Christmas holidays here, to be honest, Shane. Mostly sports. Mostly World Juniors. And yes, I apologize. I absolutely butchered the American goaltender's name as per Hoppy, who berated me with text messages. At first, I was so confused. He just gave me like the breakdown pronunciation. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, honestly, I looked up Petrosky's name again and I was like, that's not his name. But anyways, Petrosky, number 18 for the Slovaks. He plays in the OHL for the Owen Sound Attack. This is his second season with them. His first season, he put up 28 goals, 54 points, 6 playoff points in 7 games as well. And that was as a 17-year-old. As an 18-year-old now in the OHL, 27 games played. He has 28 points, so just over point per game, 14 goals, 14 assists. No points yet in this World Junior Championship. He had 3 points, 2 goals, and 1 assist in 4 games played last season with the team. I should have looked this up, but I imagine the Slovaks have a ton of returning players. Canada has 8 returning players. The Americans, I don't think, have as many. Look at that. Billy Guerin, general manager of the Minnesota Wild, is watching this game, checking in on some of his prospects, as I have them both on the Slovak and American side. Shane, I haven't watched any of the Alice in Borderland. I haven't even heard anything about it. Maybe from you? I don't know. 12:36 in the second period. Shots 15-9 for the Americans. Slovaks only, 2 shots so far in this entire period as we are getting closer to the halfway point. Slovaks have it in their own zone. A little misread there by the defenders. Like the video, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Again, this channel is mostly an avenue for us to post video clips of our podcast, the SOTA Pod. So if you're not subscribed to the SOTA Pod podcast on whatever podcast app you use, please do so. We had an episode drop this morning. We have another episode 300 of the SOTA Pod dropping later today. So please do that as well. Like this video, subscribe to the channel as we're posting more original content, more brewery interviews, walkthroughs, tours. Beautiful deflection and shot up front for the for the Slovaks. Awesome save by the American goaltender, who now I'm way too self-conscious to pronounce his name, Hoppy. Shane, I think you would like it. It's pretty dark and gory, though. I don't mind a little dark and gore. What's it about, Shane? Like, is it a horror version of Alice in Wonderland, or like, what is this? Again, number 18, Servac Petrovsky. Number 23, Jack Peart. The 2 Minnesota Wild prospects who we're keeping our eye out for here tonight. Number 23, Jack Peart for the Americans on defense. Number 18, Petrovsky for the Slovaks. Traditionally plays center for the Owen Sound Attack in the OHL, but he's playing wing for Slovak in this tournament. Broken stick for the Americans on a shot attempt, and the Slovaks bring it back in. Bouncing puck, and the U.S. goaltender will cover it. We got a face-off just to the right of the American goaltender coming up. Keep the comments coming, folks. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll continue to do Minnesota Wild prospect watch parties for the duration of this tournament. The greatest tournament in sports, if you ask me. I mean, Stanley Cup Championships has nothing on World Juniors. Super Bowl, nothing on World Juniors. Hell, even the Grey Cup, which I truly believe is the greatest cup in all of sports, nothing on the World Juniors. This is the greatest tournament, the greatest sporting event, in my opinion, across all sports around the world. So how blessed are we to get 2 tournaments in the same calendar year? Now, I know we weren't blessed because of the circumstances, fucking COVID, but still. Let me know your predictions too, how this game is going to end. We had, Sean had a prediction early. What did you say, Sean? 4-2 for the Americans? Well, I'm scrolling up here. 4-2 for the Americans was Sean's prediction. I predicted 5-3 for the Americans, and we had 3 goals in the first, 6 to 7 minutes of the first period. Haven't seen much since, but we might see it change here as the Americans take a penalty and the Slovaks go back on the power play. 0-for-1 on the power play for Slovakia. Interested to see if Petrovsky will be on power play, or the first power play unit for Slovakia. He was on the second unit for them in the first period. All right, Shane, well, you lost me right off the bat. If you say it's a better version of Squid Games, I'm sorry. Squid Games, I mean, I'll refrain from judging until I see it, but Squid Games, I have to imagine, is already better. I'll put your comment up on the screen in a second. Your puck's about to drop for the power play for Slovakia, and they keep it in on the blue line. And fake shot by number 4 on the blue line for Slovakia. Sends it back to the left side. Slovakia's shot well outside the left circle. Doesn't get through traffic. The Americans trying to push Slovakia out of their zone. They keep it in. Good move by number 14 for Slovakia. Again, Petrosky seemingly not on this first power play unit. And there we go, from the slot, from the point to the out, like far, far deep in the slot. And Slovakia scores on the power play. They tie this game 2-2. Shane saying it's a better version of Squid Games, like these people disappear from the world where they play deadly games, where they die if they don't win, and there's a bunch of mysteries. Okay, it does sound like something I would like, Shane. I'm definitely going to check that out. Screw the name, just announce the country and number. If the viewers need a reference, print out the roster and put it on them. I'm doing my best here, doing my best. Toby Asker, I'm in Saskatchewan? Shout out to you, sir. I'm assuming SK is Saskatchewan. Thanks, Toby Asker. Appreciate you. Literally at the midway point of this second period, Slovakia ties it up, shot 16-11 for the United States. However, it is a 2-2 game. I love when the announcers say that. That one's a kick in the shorts. Slovaks have it. Trying to exit their zone. Go through the neutral zone. Tried to split. The two Americans there was number 10 for the Slovaks. Unable to do so. Petrosky on the ice right now. Petrosky gets off the ice. Again, Petrosky hasn't done too much in this second period. Hasn't been utilized that much either, though, so I won't dog him. Broadcaster with a good point there. Now that it's a tie game, do the Americans continue to employ what's seemingly brought them success thus far in this tournament, very much playing as a team, or are they going to try to abandon that a little bit? Do we see Hughes go a little bit more rogue? Do we see Cooley back check a little bit less and really try to take over this game himself? Because look, pretty much half the American roster could take over this game by themselves. They're that talented. However, I don't think that's the best move for them. They can't let frustration sink in, and it's still a tie game. They're back to square one. It's not like the Slovaks are leading by any means in this game. And again, the Minnesota Wild prospect who we're focusing on Team USA is, in my opinion, playing a tremendous game. A tremendous game. Jack Peart, very, very impressed with him in this tournament thus far. I believe SK Slovakia. You know what? You're probably right, and I'm embarrassed that I even said that it was Saskatchewan, but that's just the Canadian in me. That's just the Canadian in me. Toby Asker, I should have known from your name. You are in Slovakia. That is awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in, buddy. Angus, what would I do without you? What would I do without you? All right. Face off in the neutral zone. The Americans win it. Hughes has it, sends it around the boards. Peart sends it back in. Peart fighting for it, and the Slovak gets right by him. I think that was the only blunder in this tournament on Peart thus far, as Peart has it now. Passes to Hughes, who rings it around. Hughes has it. Whipped up. I don't know why he put so much force on that to a player that was just in front of him. Ends up losing it. Hughes has it again, though. Hughes, a long pass again. Hughes is, I think, getting a little overzealous here with those passing. And there it is. Slovakia makes him pay. Back on the score. Slovakia is now up 3-2 again. The pairing of Peart and Hughes actually were the reason for Slovakia scoring that one. That is unfortunate for the Minnesota Wild prospect there, as he lost a board battle, and Hughes just being a little too crazy with his passing here. He had room to skate up. Instead, he kind of went for 2 Hail Marys. Beautiful shot, right side by number 13 on Slovakia. My goodness. Beautiful shot coming down the right wing. Wow. That was a damn good shot. And now Slovakia is up 3-2, shot 16-12 for the Americans. I use Google way too many times per day. Whoa, said Angus. Shane's rooting for the Americans. Shane, you got any predictions for this game? I said 5-2 for the Americans, but whew, that's already gone. Slovaks up 3-2. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second period. USA, USA. We got to get the chant going, folks. Got to get the chant going. Look, I rated Peart an A in that first period. His rating's going down after this one, as him and Hughes, not both directly, I mean, Hughes actually directly, Peart not directly responsible for that goal, but couldn't keep the puck in the neutral zone, couldn't keep the puck out of his own zone, gets it to Hughes. Hughes made 2 bad passes out of his zone, and it leads to Slovakia getting the puck on the right side with speed and a beautiful goal. Number 13 scored that for Slovakia. Beautiful shot. The U.S. has it. Neutral zone. Tried to do too much himself, though. Ends up bringing it in deep. 2 Americans, 2 Slovakians. Fighting for it behind the net. Slovak gets it. Trying to work their way out of their zone. A trip by the American and no call. That's a gift, because the IIHF, they seem to call everything. That was a clear trip, and Slovakia scores again. Oh my goodness. Get this American goalie out of there. I don't know how to pronounce his name. It doesn't matter, because we're not going to see him anymore. My goodness, 640 in the Slovaks. 3 unanswered goals on the Americans. I better shut up. Another goal against. Toby Oscar, what are your best hockey players? One of my favorite hockey players? From back in the day, it's going to be Pavel Bure, the Russian Rocket. I also really love Shea Weber, the longtime Nashville Predators defender and Montreal, who retired with the Montreal Canadiens. Good BC boy. And currently today, I really, really love I love the pairing of Matt Zuccarello and Kirill Kaprizov. There's a lot of players that I really, really love. I mean, Alex Ovechkin, he'll always be like up there as well. But if we're gonna go back in the day, it's gonna be Pavel Bure, the Russian Rocket. And on defense, I have to give it to Shea Weber. He's my favorite hockey player of all time, I think. Shea Weber. Love Gordie Howe as well, if we're gonna throw way back. I mean, just an absolute stud. Who are some other guys I love to watch? Anyways, off the top of my head, those are the best. And I mean, let's be honest. If you don't like Lemieux, you don't like hockey. He's the greatest hockey player to ever play the game. Way better than Wayne Gretzky. Not even close, if you ask me. A little tongue-in-cheek there, but still, Lemieux is the best hockey player to ever play the game. 6-5 USA is Shane's prediction. Holy, Shane thinks it's going to be a barn burner. Locking it in. Toby Oscar, who's your favorite hockey player? I mean, Teemu Selanne also is probably up there for me as well. His first season with the Winnipeg Jets, my goodness. 2 unanswered goals by the Americans, or by the Slovaks here on Team USA. Shots 18-13 for the Americans. However, the Slovaks are leading by 2 with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second period. Petrosky wasn't on the ice for either of those 2 goals. However, hasn't had a bad game at all. Just hasn't been utilized too much by the Slovak team. Hey, keeping him fresh for the third period. Not bad, not bad. Like the video, folks. Drop a comment in the live chat. Totally interactive here. Please subscribe to the channel as well and ring that bell for notifications so you never miss a stream, an upload. We primarily use this channel as a vessel for our podcast video clips, brewery tours, exclusive interviews with those in the craft beer industry or hockey players or those in that profession. And eventually every now and then we do Minnesota Wild live streams as well as Team USA or Minnesota Wild prospect watches, watch parties, I should say, which is what we are doing here this year for the 2023 World Junior Championship. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. The Americans have it in the Slovak zone. Good defense by Petrosky, actually employing some good defense. Number 7, Nemec for Slovakia gets that out. Tried to feed Petrosky. Petrosky didn't get it. Skates back to the bench. Now the Americans are playing with some urgency. My goodness. Hey, honestly, I thought that was going to be a holding call on Slovakia there as he just hugged the American in his own zone. I think since the breakout happened right after that, no ref saw that, but that was a clear hold by Slovakia that was not called. So they got away with one there, folks, at 4 minutes and around 20 seconds. Nice save by the Slovaks. Angus, my favorite player were Red Brenson of the Blues. He once scored 4 goals in a period and 6 in one game. Dude, the St. Louis Blues have had some absolute studs go through that organization. I mean, Gretzky even played there to name one of the legends. I've always, honestly, since before moving to Minnesota, I always had a lot of respect for the Blues. There was a team that like just played with a lot of grit, who were built with a lot of grit and skill. They're a shadow of what they were when they won the Stanley Cup that year. What a crazy story that was. But I have to say, best logo in the NHL. And I'm a blues guy. I'm a blues music guy. So that's, there's the bias. But I've always respected the Blues. Now, Minnesota Wild fans, they hate the Blues. So it's like, it's kind of starting to seep in my my life here. But I don't think I'll ever hate them. I'll always have respect for the Blues. Oh, Chris Pronger, absolute legend, dude. Absolute legend. And it's like he was so good with multiple teams. He was so good with the Blues. He was so good with the Oilers. He was good with the Flyers. I mean, what an absolute beauty. And didn't he chug a beer when his number was retired in St. Louis? If I'm not mistaken, he chugged like a Bud Light in his thank you speech or whatever. What a beauty. I mean, that's going to be Ovechkin when he breaks Gretzky's record. I mean, he's going to like call for some beers to be thrown to him on the ice, and he's just going to like hit the beer with his skate and just start shotgunning it. I swear. Which I have done that. That's how Canadian I am. I have shotgunned a beer by hitting the bottom of the can with a skate and just go. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in this second period. Shots 20-13 for the Americans. I mean, they're really, really going for it right now, and they have to, down by 2. Talk about a whirlwind of a period for the United States. Started the period up a goal on the power play. That was a great backdoor play by the Slovaks there. The U.S. couldn't get one off. Who's his number? Logan Cooley went through the entire Slovak team, but couldn't finish there on the goaltender. What a tremendous play, and the Americans get another shot on net, and that one goes wide. Snuggerud with a beautiful shot there, just wide. Snuggerud and Cooley now on the ice. The Americans really loading up their lines here to try to at least get one more goal in the last 3 minutes going in to the third. Yes, he chugged some local swill called Budweiser. Hey, I like Budweiser, the official beer of the Calgary Flames. When I lived in Calgary, that's all we drank was Budweiser, dude. Budweiser and Boxer, which was basically like the Kirkland beer brand. Minn has brewing, which I believe is in Wisconsin. Canadian owners, but their brewery's in Wisconsin. I think they also brew that the Nelk Boys seltzer. What's it called? Happy Dad. Minhas also brews that. Which I never tried a Happy Dad. Has anyone tried a Happy Dad seltzer yet? I haven't tried one yet. Couldn't bring myself to find to monetarily support Nelk, but I kind of want to try it. Oh, and a hit on the Slovaks by the American. And the Slovak player is still down. Petrovsky checking on him to see if he's okay. We're looking at the replay right now. I don't see anything dirty about that hit. Did he hit him high? Did he have the puck, though? I mean, it was a big... Put it this way. He went for the hit over playing for the puck, but the guy had the puck. Again, in the National Hockey League, hell, in junior, I don't think that would be a call. The IIHF, they're calling everything, folks. They're calling everything. Okay, the refs are reviewing, and it should be a review. I mean, it wasn't that late. It wasn't boarding, though he went into the boards. It wasn't that late. Yes, the puck was off his stick, and he went for the hit first over the puck. But I don't think it was that late. I hope the player's okay. Number 5 for Slovakia. Let's see if there's a call on that ultimately. The Americans sitting in the box right now as the officials check it over. Again, if we're looking at like traditional junior hockey, NHL, I don't think that would be a call, but IIHF, you got to be careful with those hits. Maybe it is late. I just watched the replay from the front view. Oh, fuck. That's a penalty. Yeah, that's a penalty. They're gonna rule it a penalty. All right, well, we'll see. The refs are still talking it over. What do you guys think in the live chat? Budweiser is owned by a Belgian company called Abenbev. That's a good name. 5 in a game? Are you shitting me? Okay, I didn't think it was that bad. Holy crap. So number 27. Or wait, is it 20? Yeah, 27 for the United States. He's gone. Connors? He's gone. Wow, that's huge for the Slovaks. 5 minutes of power play time. So they're going to start the third period with just under 3 minutes of power play time left. Even if they score, they get to continue their power play. And Connors is gone. Damn, I didn't think that was a match penalty. But upon further review, watching the replay from the front angle, yeah, I was a little late. But man, the IIHF, they take no shit. My goodness. Anheuser spelling Buschenbev. I was gonna make a joke about that, but I'll refrain myself, Angus. Not enough beer, not enough bevs, not enough Budweisers in my system to make inappropriate jokes yet. We'll do that later on the Soda Pod, or sorry, on the City Life Project. Speaking of, doing a members-only stream today on the City Light Project YouTube channel. So if you've not signed up and joined our exclusive membership program, please do that on the Soda Pod YouTube channel. Various perks, including exclusive membership streams every single week, access to our Discord, exclusive giveaways every couple months in our Discord, as well as much, much more, which I'll run down later. Also, I posted the schedule for our MMA fight stream. We're doing 4 streams, 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. Hope that you all can join us. Two minutes left in the second period. 4-2 lead by the Slovaks, despite trailing in shots, 21-13. The Americans lead in shots, but the Slovaks now have 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to work on a power play. Jack Peart on the ice for the American kill. Can't quite get it out. Peart fighting for it again. Still can't get it out. 2 whacks at it. And the Slovaks with another shot there. Puck loose. Slovaks have it. Petrosky sends it to the right. Another blocker save by the American goaltender. One minute into this 5-minute power play for the Slovaks. 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the period. Slovaks taking their time in the neutral zone, getting set up here. Oh, and a collision by an American and a Slovak in the neutral zone. Slovaks send it in deep, right side, send it back to the blue line. Left side, shot, blocked by the American. Can't get it out, though. Slovaks send it around the boards, and they can't get it. The Americans are going to make a change. 35 seconds left in the Slovaks. They're not going to make a change. They're just going to go right back into the American zone. Number 15 for the Slovaks goes through every American defender, shoots, and is unsuccessful. Misses the net on the right side. Who is that? Number 15. So he's a 17-year-old for the Slovaks. Man, he's got some wheels. Dvorsky. That's the 17-year-old. Man, he's good. All right, puck is rung around again into the Slovak zone. Forecheck by the American. 15 seconds left in the second period. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the power play for the Slovaks. They'll get just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds of power play time to work to start the third period. Oh, how the tides have turned. Slovaks keep it in the American zone. Do they have one more shot in them? They don't, and that is the end of the second period. What a roller coaster of a game, folks. Sean Butcher predicted that the Americans were going to win 4-2. We have a whole period left in this game, and Slovaks are up 4-2, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God!
Oh my God, indeed. All right, let's talk about this second period here. The Americans started on the power play, weren't able to score. About halfway through the period, Slovaks get one. Slovaks get another. Slovaks unable to do too much on their power play, but 5-on-5, they look incredible. Sure, they got one power play goal out of their 3 that they've had in this game thus far, and they're still on their 5-minute power play as the American, number 27, Connors, ejected for the game, late hit. I don't think he should have been ejected, but sure, a penalty should have been called. It was a late hit. He went for the body. He did not go for the puck. The puck was off his opponent's stick. Was it number 5 for the Slovaks? You know, at least a second or two before. Now, I know things happen quickly in this game, so maybe not an intent to injure, but definitely an intent to show their dominance in that play. And unlike the first period where the Americans got to start the second on the power play, the Slovaks get just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds of power play time still to work, up by 2 goals in the third period. I gave Jack Peart an A rating in the first period. In the second period, I have to give him a C. I have to give him a C. 2 times on the penalty kill, he took whacks at the puck to try to get it out of the blue line. Just not enough force. One was a clear shot to try to get it off right into the Slovak player. So 2 attempts by Jack Peart to get the puck out on the PK. Couldn't do so. The third goal for the Slovaks was as a result of the pairing of Jack Peart and Luke Hughes on the ice. Jack Peart was unable to retrieve the puck on the right side in the neutral zone. When the puck went into the American zone, he again lost the board battle to retrieve the puck. When he did eventually get it, he passed it over to Luke Hughes. Luke Hughes, 2, in my opinion, bad passes. One just crossed to the left side of the ice, didn't hit his mark, and won with way too much force to a man in front of him. It was almost like he was just looking to ring it in. Instead, it was intended for a pass. I mean, the tip goes off the American, or maybe it even didn't go off the American. It might have even gone off a Slovak player, but long and the short of it, not a good pass at all. Was retrieved by Slovak player in the neutral zone, bombed through the right wing, and what a beautiful shot to make the game 3-2. And then on the power play shortly after, my goodness, the Slovaks scored another one, making it a 4-2 game. So I'm grading Jack Peart a C in this second period. I gave him an A in the first period, which just said, oh, how the tides have turned for this one. Slovak Petrosky, again, not a lot of ice time. He's not being employed much. Second unit power play, where he had a few nice passes, a few backdoor passes, a few passes behind the net that he tried to set up some guys in the slot. And when he's on the ice, I mean, it seemingly in the right spots. Again, mostly being used on the man advantage. 5-on-5, he's been having some short shifts. I rated him a B in the first period. I'll rate him a B again in the second. So to summarize, Jack Peart, tremendous first period, really struggled alongside his partner Luke Hughes in the second period. I'm rating him a C rating for the second period. Slovak Petrosky, a solid B again. Nothing too great, but he is not a liability to his team at all. Number 18, who plays for the Owen Sound Attack of the OHL. Rated our time saying, I can't be mad that we're losing. I mean, Slovakia is playing a damn good game. Soto, his prediction is that the U.S. will score one more. Or wait. Oh, so no, the Soto, predicting that the U.S. is going to come back and actually win this game 3-4. But Soto, that's impossible now, buddy, because the Slovaks have 4 goals. So are you saying that the U.S. are going to win 5-4? Is that what you're suggesting? Because the U.S. can't win 3-4, buddy. It's quite literally impossible. My goodness. Okay. We will take a little break here, about 5-minute break. We'll come back on the other side and we'll talk again about the entirety of this game that we've seen thus far. I'll run down a little bit more the first period and what I saw in the second period through an American and Slovakian lens. We'll talk a little bit more about Jack Peart, the Minnesota Wild defensive prospect who plays for St. Cloud University. Number 23 on this team, had a tremendous first period, had a tremendous first game against the Latvians. Second period in this game, him and Luke Hughes, not a good showing at all. One of their plays directly led to a Slovak goal, and they've been on the ice for 2 goals against now. Petrosky, though, a fine game. He's been primarily used on the man advantage, second power play unit, so we'll probably see him a little bit more in the opening frames of the third period as the Slovaks have a 2-minute and 30-second power play still. But again, not a liability to his team, not contributing too much, being used limitedly, like short shifts for him. Can't give him an A, can't give him a C. He's a solid B, first and second period. Soto saying yes. Yes for the Americans winning 5-4. The timekeeper will get drunk and subtract a goal from Slovakia and add a couple to the U.S. I'm pretty sure for the U.S. and any European, I mean, it's a mixed bag of refs, but I know for like U.S. games, they try not to put too many North Americans. Same with Canada. I think it's a healthy mix for this one. Liam, what's going on, Liam? Thank you so much for joining. What is your prediction here tonight, Liam? Slovaks already up 4-2 in the second period. Keep the comments coming, folks. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload. This channel is primarily a vessel for Hoppy and I to post our video clips from the Soda Pod podcast. So if you haven't checked out the Soda Pod podcast, please do so wherever you get your podcasts from. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast. I could name a whole other list. It's everywhere. Check it out. Really appreciate it. Give us some feedback on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. New episode dropped this morning, and episode 300 is dropping later this evening. So check it out. Don't miss any of the action. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss any more Minnesota Wild focused live streams like this prospect watch party, as well as Team USA World Championship, Olympic, and World Junior streams. Back in 5 minutes on the other side to run down the first and second period, to run down Minnesota Wild prospects Jack Peart and Servac Petrosky. And we will also be back on the other side to call and talk about this third period with all of you. 5 minute break. Like and subscribe. I'll see you folks on the other side. Liam locking it in. 5-4 USA. He thinks they're going to come back strong. Hey, the Slovaks came back strong. Who's to say that the Americans can't as well? See you folks in 5 minutes on the other side. We will be back here live on the SodaPod YouTube channel.
Are you also thinking, how can I look fly as for the holiday season? Well, then we have the answer for you. Go check out thecitylifeproject.com. Yes, our channel's official merch site. We will be adding seasonal merch all the time, updating the store, exclusive seasonal drops as well. We just started out. If you want to support the channel more than our exclusive members, shout out to all of these beauties. Then go ahead and check out the store. Again, let us know if you have any suggestions for merch that you would love to buy, and we appreciate all the support again.
Our focus today is men who have had unsuccessful plastic surgery.
Enter Peach's All-American Sweepstakes with a grocery purchase of $50 or more.
Might as well just hit this bowl.
Tickets to our next first count.
Hey.
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 What you guys doing?
Stuff?
I like stuff.
also thinking, how can I look fly as for the holiday season? Well, then we have the answer for you. Go check out thecitylifeproject.com. Yes, our channel's official merch site. We will be adding seasonal merch all the time, updating the store, exclusive seasonal drops as well. We just started out. If you want to support the channel more than our exclusive members, shout out to all of these beauties. Then go ahead and check out the store. Again, let us know if you have any suggestions for merch that you would love to buy, and we appreciate all the support again.
Sorry there. I guess I was muted there. My apologies. We are back here on the SodaPod YouTube channel. Slovakia starting this period on the power play, much like the Americans did in the second period. However, the Americans only had 1 minute of power play time left in their power play going into the second period, whereas the Slovaks just over 2 minutes and 30 seconds here. And if they score on this one, given it was a match penalty, they'll still be on the man advantage. They haven't scored yet, so if the Americans can kill this one off, that will be a huge momentum boost for them. They're only down by 2 goals. If there's any team in this tournament to get back on the saddle and give this Slovak team a run for their money, I mean, it is the United States. We saw the Slovaks not necessarily get this much of a lead against the Finns yesterday, but they gave Finland a run for their money as well. Finland came back so strong in the third period and absolutely trounced them. Let's see if the Americans, got a Herb Brooks type speech there in between periods, and let's see if they're fired up for this one. Serving the penalties, number 25 for USA. Again, just over, I think it's like 2 minutes and 35 seconds of power play time left for the Slovaks as we open this period and the puck is dropped. Going to just fire through some comments here and we'll get right back to play. Literally 2 minutes and 32 seconds left on the power play. Shots 21 for the Americans, 16 for the Slovaks. The Slovaks are up where it counts 2 goals on the Americans. They lead 4-2. Again, shout out to everyone viewing. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Third Minnesota Wild Prospect Watch Party here on the SodaPod YouTube channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you haven't already checked out our podcast, please do so as well, wherever you get your podcasts from. Today, we're keeping an eye out on Jack Peart, number 23 for the Americans. St. Cloud State defender, as well as number 18 center for the Owen Sound attack of the OHL, Servak Petrosky. Number 18 for the Slovaks. Usually a center in junior, but he's playing wing for the team today. I'm going to fire through these comments here as the Slovaks lose possession in the American zone. Angus saying, my unpredictable prediction is USA 5-4 in OT. There we go. That's what I like to see. Yes, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to our boy, Rated R Tom. He's going to be doing commentary for the Canada-Germany game. Shane saying, I'm done with my workout. I've been using my parents' stationary bike. How is it, Shane? I've been riding a stationary bike as well. Herbo, my brother, how are you? Herbo, I just posted the schedule for the MMA streams on the City Light Project YouTube channel. Not doing Canada. Tom's doing that. I want to watch that one as a fan, not as someone who's keeping my eye solely on Bankier. Slovak wins 6-3. Herbo is his prediction. Shane and Herbo talking about their holidays. Yeah, Herbo, how was your holidays, brother? He's saying it was awesome. Happy late Christmas. Boring, Isha, boring, but he digs the ad. I love it. Thanks, everyone who subbed to Rated R Tom. Yes, 49 seconds left in this power play. This will be huge for the Americans if they can kill this off And Jack Peart now. 3-on-2. Shorthand for the States and a shot in the slot by the United States. Hey, I rated... Is that offside there by the Americans? Yes, it is. I rated Peart a C rating in that second period. He's been damn good first game against Latvia, first period of this game. But that second period, yeah, him and Hughes didn't have their best showing. Hey, making up for it early here. Thanks, Shane. That made me smile. I don't know why. I clicked unmute, but I think maybe my mouse got stuck. But anyways, we're good now. We're good now. A bit off topic, but a shout out to the almighty Lemmy Kilmeister of Motorhead, who departed the earth 7 years ago today. Dude, Lemmy, what an absolute beauty. Oh my God. The clip of him talking to, I think it was the singer from Anthrax. And the guy from Anthrax, you know, typically metal punk guys, they wear like the long denim shorts, right? Where he was making fun of Lenny for wearing, you know, like booty shorts pretty much in the summer. And he's like, goes up to Lemmy and he's like, Lemmy, why are you wearing those girl shorts? Why are you wearing those girl shorts? And Lemmy goes, you're not wearing shorts. Those are pants. These are shorts. It was so funny seeing him, such a badass metalhead from Motorhead, basically wearing booty shorts in the summer because those are real shorts. Unlike, you know, the punk bands of the 90s and the metal bands today who wear like pretty much ankle jeans. What the hipster girls are wearing in college, pretty much. Herbo, all of North America is getting hit with a fucking crazy storm. Isha, do you know why Montreal didn't let Slavkovsky in this tournament? I think they're just happy with his development in Montreal right now, and they just want to keep him part of the group. I think in their eyes, he's been there before. It's not like this is anything new to him. It's not like there's any... I mean, of course, there's a shine to it. I don't want to diminish that, but I think just because like he's part of their group now. He's part of the Montreal Canadiens group, and they don't want to maybe shake up his development at all, sending him to the World Juniors. Maybe he gets bummed out that they don't win, comes back, isn't himself, out of the routine. I think because he's a young guy, they want to keep the routine going with him. That would be my guess. I mean, look, man, the Minnesota Wild prospect, Carson Lambos, unbelievable defenseman. Canada didn't pick him for the World Juniors either. So obviously depends on the build of the team, given that, you know, his team is not as deep as USA, Canada, Sweden. He probably would have been on the roster if the Montreal Canadiens would have let him, but I imagine that they just want to take him out of the NHL routine right now. Oh, I love Shane, you found your basketball friend. Shane knows I ain't a basketball guy. Shane's found his basketball friend in Jay Herbo. You guys are awesome. Hope to see you guys on the exclusive membership stream later. Already 5 minutes into this period. Not a lot of breaks here, not a lot of whistles. Good flow. That's also what I love about this tournament, is usually there's not a lot of... It's not chippy like the NHL. A lot of flow here. And the Americans, a shot from the left side. Misses the net. Retrieved. Goes behind the net. Shot from the outside of the circle. Rebound. And another shot, and that hits the post. Number 16 for the Americans hit the post. Luke Hughes has it coming up the left side. Luke Hughes trying to dance around everyone to the slot. Unbelievable save by the Slovak goaltender, extending his pad out right side, blocking that post. Three tremendous chances by the Americans there. And they're buzzing after killing off that penalty. A gift to the Slovaks by the IIHF, as I truly do not believe that warranted a misconduct. Yeah, Herbo, you lucky son of a bitch. No sports betting in Minnesota, no sports betting in BC. It's bullshit. put it this way. I love sports in general, and I'll watch basketball if it's on over Netflix. I'll watch football if it's on. The only sport I won't watch is baseball. I could give two shits about baseball. Look, if I'm invited to a live event, like I'll go watch AAA baseball, like the Vancouver Canadians in BC. If I found maybe cheap Twins tickets, I'd go for the experience. I'd probably leave in like the 6th inning or 7th inning though. Yeah, baseball to me is the most boring sport ever. Shit, man, I'd rather watch an entire curling tournament than baseball. And I like curling. I mean, Canadian. How can you not? But long and the short of it, I like all sports, but like I only have so much time, energy, and like love and passion to put into following leagues, right? So if I'm going to follow sports, it's going to be my 3 favorite sports, and that's going to be lacrosse, hockey, and MMA. I could see Luke Hughes being better than both his brothers, has good speed, stick handling, awareness, and he's taller than both of them. Well, I mean, he doesn't have good awareness in this game, I'm not going to lie. Hasn't looked too good in this game, to be perfectly honest. I could see that too. It's hard to say if he's going to be better than both of them. I think he'll be as good as both of them, but with both of their tools. Like, I don't think he's going to be as good of a skater as Quinn, but he is a very, very good skater. And I don't think he's going to be as good of a setup man as Jack, but he is very, very good at seeing the ice. So I think he's a hybrid of both of them, but his ceiling's not as high. I mean, higher floor than both of them, but I don't think that as high of a ceiling as both of them, if that makes sense. Again, I haven't watched too much of his play in Michigan, much like I did with Quinn. So I'm not the right person to maybe speak on that, but from what I've seen, he's definitely a hybrid of both of them. But I would still say that Quinn is miles above him in skating. Attaboy, dude. Cha-ching, winning some money. Honestly, man, any sporting event live is awesome. So I agree with you there. Baseball's gotten absolutely boring as of late. I hate a lot of the new rule changes. The only time I enjoyed baseball before my grandfather passed away, we watched a lot of baseball together. He was a huge Seattle Mariners fan. So like the whole Ichiro Suzuki era, I've watched a lot of games with my grandfather. But again, it was mostly to hang out with Grandpa. It wasn't necessarily to watch hockey. Rest in peace, Grandpa Jim. Shots 25-18 for the Americans. They have it a shot from the outside of the circle. Americans being super aggressive in this third period. And I mean, you have to. As we're nearing the halfway mark of this third period, great job by the Americans for killing off that 5-minute penalty in the 2 minutes and 30 seconds to open up this period. Again, folks, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload. This channel is primarily a vessel for our SodaPod podcast video clips, brewery tours, craft beer interviews, as well as some original content as well. So check it out. Subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. Join me on my second channel later tonight after the Canada-Germany team. We have an exclusive member live stream. If you haven't become an exclusive member of the City Light Project YouTube channel, do it. As Shia LaBeouf says, you get various perks. Link to our Discord channel, which every couple months we'll do exclusive Discord giveaways. We're going to start a podcast on the channel soon, and those who are subscribed to be exclusive members will get early access to the podcast 24 hours before it drops on the YouTube channel in the new year, as well as custom emojis. You get a badge next to your name, and like I said, you get access to the exclusive membership streams every week. Damn, Jay Herbo, you know how to bet on sports. I'll give you that. Hey, and I respect that you don't have a favorite team because you like following players. That's cool, man. That's the MMA fan in you, eh? Freaking Raptors. They ain't Canada's team. They're Toronto's team. Slightly hilarious but disgusting is professional eating. You would get consistent payouts with Joey Chestnut. Dude, I watched him on Mr. Beast's YouTube channel eat the world's largest slice of pizza. And he did it for free. I mean, I bet he didn't do it for free. I'm sure Mr. Beast paid him up the wazoo for it, but still. What is that? The Ocho. They do those competitions, right? Oh my goodness, what a save by the American. Oh my goodness. What a save by the American goaltender that Hoppy was giving me shit for not pronouncing his name right. He kept sending me texts during the streams. I got fed up. I just chucked my phone. I was like, I can't handle the buzzing while I'm streaming. Sorry, Hoppy. Love the pads from this goaltender. American goaltender, that is. 11 minutes left in the third. Shots 25-21 for the Americans. Slovaks still leading 4-2. I haven't yet, Jay. I will check it right after this, buddy. Fighting in the American zone. Deep in the American zone for the puck. Send it back behind the net. Again, number 23 is Jack Peart, folks. Defenseman for the United States. Plays for St. Cloud University. Minnesota Wild prospect. Also on Team Slovakia, number 18. Servak Petrovsky. Plays center for the Owen Sound attack of the OHL. However, he's playing wing for this tournament. Another opportunity by the Slovaks. Unable to capitalize on it there. They still have it in the American zone, fighting for it on the right side. Dude, nasty. Nasty. I think I heard the phone dunk itself into the tropical fish tank. It's dunked on my memory foam mattress. Sinking in. Man, the Slovaks are coming back in shots here. The Americans, a nice shot by number 92. And some good defense by Slovaks to negate the rebound. And Slovaks will send it to the American zone and they'll get a change. Halfway through this third and final period, we have Jack Peart and Hughes on the ice. Peart has it coming up the left side. Peart loses it. And puck is sent down. Partial break for the Slovaks. Backhand. Unbelievable save by the American goaltender. Oh no, wait, it's a goal. Oh, fuck. Are you kidding me? I thought he threw a stick out there and saved it. I have to see that again. It might have trickled under the stick. I thought literally he threw a stick out after he was beaten. That saved it. All right, we're looking at the replay right now. God damn it, Jack Peart. That was another goal on you, buddy. Oh, no, it didn't. Yeah, it bounced off. I think the American or right under the goaltender's pad. We'll look at it again here. Backhand by the Slovak. Yeah, and that just bounces up and over. The goaltender definitely got a piece of it. I thought the stick corralled it. Oh, man. Yeah, it hit his pad and went straight up and over. Damn, dude. That's unfortunate. As the goalie, he should have had that. He should have had that. That's unfortunate. My goodness, the Slovaks up 5-2 with 9 minutes left. Shots 27-23 for the Americans. What a crazy turn of events here, folks. Angus is now dunking himself in the fishbowl. USA. USA. I swear this is Jacob Love's THPN doing. He came in here hot saying that the Slovaks were going to trounce the Americans. And shoot, man. Since the second period, it's been Slovak. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in this period. I'm shocked. I'm shocked of how good they've looked, honestly. And they didn't score on that 5-minute penalty. However, it did, that was 5 minutes of potential offensive threat time that the Americans lost there. So that was a big unfortunate storyline of this game, but you got to think that, after killing that off, the Americans, they've had this third period to work and they haven't capitalized on it yet. A couple good chances, I will say, but Matt, unfortunate that another goal comes while Jack Peart and Luke Hughes are on the ice. Americans have it at their blue line right now. A lot of room to work and a shot. Deflected high. Played with a high stick. So the faceoff will come out of the zone. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I love this tournament. So unpredictable. So crazy. Man. Angus, I filled up the fish tank with brew and whiskey, and I'm aimlessly stuck inside. Dude, if Canada loses to Germany today, I'm going to be knee deep in the brew and whiskey too, let me tell you. If anyone bets NHL and wants free money, I got you. Crosby to get a point tonight. He has 1 in 10 straight games versus Detroit. I took him to score for more money because he scored in 7 of the last 10. 7 of his last 10 games. There you go. If you want to make some money, bet on Sid the Kid. Hardly a kid anymore. Was he 30? It's crazy. Crosby's 36 years old, man. We're getting old. 36 years old. Yeah, he's no longer Sid the Kid. He's Sid the Senior. That kind of rolls off the tongue too. Although Ovechkin looks like the senior, him pretty much full gray. And it's crazy how he went from like jet black hair to full gray in a year. I'm sure his partying after winning the Stanley Cup in 2017 didn't help either, but hey, it is what it is. Sid the Kid, hardly a kid. Sid the Senior, dude. Oh, man. All right, 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period. And we'll get another face-off. Luka Doncic, that is a guy that, like, if there's a Dallas game on, I'm watching it in the NBA because he is one of the best players I've seen in a long, long time. He's breaking NBA records every season, isn't he? In various categories, like what a milk bag looking, shorter NBA player who's just absolutely crushing it. I know a lot of teams looked past him in his respected draft year just because, European player, not super jacked, not super tall. Yeah, he's working everyone in Europe, but how's that? It's not NCAA, it's not NBA. He comes in and torches, man. Again, I don't watch a lot of basketball. He's an absolute beauty to watch. Kind of like in the NFL, you have to watch Kansas City if you're going to watch football because Patrick Mahomes he's magic, right? And it's the same with Luka Doncic. There you go. 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists. That's crazy. Dude, that's insane. Unbelievable. Yeah, I tip my toque to him. Sidney Crosby, Senior Center. Soon they're going to rename the rink the Senior Center for Crosby. 7 minutes left in the third period. Americans almost with 30 shots, just shy of it, 27. Cooley has it right now. Back pass, center of the circle. Shot wasn't able to get off, and American comes in and another shot. That one looked like it went wide. American still has a left point. Back to the point, back to the right side. Great puck movement there, but shot goes wide. Americans still have it. Deflected by the Slovaks. Doesn't elect to go for the partial break, and instead goes for a change. And the Americans try to push the pace quickly and end up offside. Isha, do you think Canada lets Sid play in May? World Championships? I mean, if Pittsburgh's not in the playoffs, yes. If he's in the playoffs, obviously not. I think it's less about Canada letting him play. If he's available, Canada wants him. If he's unavailable, it is what it is, right? I really wonder what the Canada and USA team is going to look like and the European ones. World Championships are fun, but again, they're second fiddle to playoffs. The NHL playoffs, that is. Ovechkin is usually in them for Team Russia because, I mean, the Capitals are always out in the first round. So, I mean, if Russia's always the stack team, Russia and Sweden, because Sweden always has their top SHL players and whatever Swedes didn't make the playoffs in the NHL. And then, like, you know, the Capitals who have Ovechkin and, you know, back in the day they had Semin, Kuznetsov as well. I mean, Russia gets a huge boost whenever the Capitals go out. I remember when Harden got a 60-point triple-double. He didn't have any rebounds, though, yeah, because he doesn't play a lick of defense. I remember that year. Oh, breakaway for the Slovaks, and nice left pad save by the American. Yeah, dude, Harden, it was funny. I remember I wrote an article for university when I was in like a media class called Fear the Beard, because that was the year that Brett Burns won the Norris in the National Hockey League, and he was on like a 90-point pace. I think he ended up the season with like 84 points in 82 games or something like that. And James Harden was putting up like 60-point games for Houston, and you know, both of them with their crazy beards. So I remember I wrote an article that kind of like talked about how the beards are, you know, these two superstars in the NBA and in the National Hockey League with these crazy ass beards are just dominating. So I'll never forget that Houston team with James Harden. He's a little crazy, but he's fun to watch. I'm pretty sure playoffs being the semifinals when the championships start. I'm pretty sure it's second round. But regardless, I don't know the exact date. And I know playoff schedules have been different in the last 2 years because of COVID. So I have no idea when it's starting this year, to be perfectly honest. Again, to answer your question, if Sid's available, 100% Canada will come calling. If he's healthy enough, I'm sure he'll go and play. I'm sure Sid's like itching to put on that Maple Leaf sweater again, seeing that, like, he probably will never be able to play in the Olympics again, which is an absolute tragedy because we'll never see Crosby and McDavid on a power play. Hell, we'll never see Austin Matthews and Patrick Kane on the first line. And I mean, that's a travesty. Should you imagine Team USA's top line? Patrick Kane, Austin Matthews, Johnny Gaudreau. Holy shit, dude. That would be insane. Were Russia banned from World Championships? I thought they were only banned from juniors. I don't know. I mean, you're probably right. Let's see if they're banned. No, you're right. They are banned from World Championships as well. Okay, well then, scratch all of what I said about the Russians. Sweden, Finland, and Canada will probably be stacked. Actually, the Americans might be good too, as Chicago's not making the playoffs, so Patty Kane will probably go play in the Worlds. Oh my goodness, and the Americans take a delay of game call. Or sorry, Slovaks. Delay of game call. The U.S. are on the power play, and they pull their goalie with 5 minutes left. The U.S. are 1 for 3 on their power play here. Shouldn't the U.S. be 2 for 3 on their power play? Yeah, the U.S. are 2 for 3 on their power play. They scored twice. Hughes brothers too. Yeah, Jay Herbo, great point. And the U.S. scores! 5 minutes left in this third period is a 5-3 game. Gotta imagine that the U.S. are going to pull their goalie again. Man, this is going to be a fun final 5 minutes of this game as the Americans have narrowed the gap here. Yeah, no Russia and Belarus. You're right. You guys are right. Can't wait for the USA if we get their full potential. Imagine Kachuk brothers on the same line. Oh my goodness. Right? Dude, honestly, if the Olympics happened, say the Olympics happened this year with the current international players in the NHL allowed to compete, USA would be up there with Canada. Neck and neck, in my opinion. Like, it's crazy how deep the Americans are. And you know what? The Americans have the better goalies. They do. You'd have Hellebuck, Gibsons, and Demko probably as your 1, 2, 3, which, holy fuck, that's going to best tandem in the entire tournament. I mean, maybe Russia, or no, Russia's not in the tournament, so like scratch that. Russia wouldn't even be in it. Hughes brothers, oh my god, dude, like inject some American Olympic play right into my veins. That team would be amazing. Isn't Robertson Canadian? Draisaitl is German. USA and Canada would be like dream teams. Dude, it'd be like 2010 all over again. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, Herbo, but like 2010 USA Canada, one of the best hockey games of all time. Not to sound as though I'm bragging, my kids went to pre-K with the Kachucks. No way. Yeah, because they're very much St. Louis boys. As Keith still lives there, and I think Brady and Matt have places in St. Louis still. Robertson's American, really? I thought he was Canadian. Huh. Well, there you go. Yeah, Jason Robertson. Yeah, you're right. American. Holy fuck. Oh, he played in Kingston. That's why. Okay, I thought he was Canadian just because he's like an OHL kid. But no, you're right. Holy shit, man. Yeah, the Americans, honestly, they'd probably be favored in the Olympics if we played tomorrow. Icing on the Slovaks here, as the Americans have the momentum, but they only have 3 minutes and 18 seconds to score 2 goals to force this into overtime. That was a great play by the Americans. I mean, they've been buzzing in the last 10 minutes of this third and final period. Lucius, former Minnesota Golden Gopher, now playing for the Manitoba Moose of the AHL. He had a really good shot there as well. The U.S. pulled their goalie in the Slovak zone. Blue line, shot from the outside of the circle, goes wide. The Slovak goaltender misread there, or he slipped, but he's right back up. Marner's Canadian. Herbo, remember when I said 6-3 for Slovak? Oh my goodness, what a save by the Slovak. Holy crap. Man. Herbo, I wish I could bet on this shit. My bookie don't got it. I think. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what you use. I had a friend in Ontario who would just put in all my bets. I don't know what he used. I think it was DraftKings or BetMGM. The Kachucks have houses in St. Louis, Boston, and I believe Calgary. Man, what a stop by the Slovak goalie there again. I mean, he's huffing, he's puffing. He's tired. Canada versus Germany already started. Really? I thought it started at 6:30. Weird. That's a poor broadcast timing on TSN. Yeah, 6:30 Eastern. You're right. It just started. Interesting. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and then then we'll hang up. We'll hang up the skates pretty quickly here, folks. Because again, I'm a fan of Team Canada. I want to go watch that game. Bruh, we don't all operate on Toronto time, okay? You should know me by now, Jay Herbo. I'm on Central time, baby. It's only 5:32 where I'm from. I thought it was a 6:30 start Central time. My apologies. Two minutes and 30 seconds left in this third period. The Americans have their goalie pulled again. Face off to the left of the Slovak goaltender, and the Americans win the face off, but it goes all the way down I'm going to be sad if Canada scores. They aren't broadcasting till this game finishes. Yeah, again, why the hell did TSN just not wait half an hour? Started at 7 Eastern, whatever, 6 Central. All right, 2:05 left, and this is where it's going to get very NBA on us here. This is where we're going to see a lot of whistles. Face-off won by the Americans. They send it back to the blue line. 2 minutes. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Can they do it? Hughes to Blake. Backdoor opportunity. Doesn't get it. Still has it, though. Does the American. Hughes, beautiful angle. And so the Americans are celebrating there. It looked like the puck hit the post and went in, but the Americans are protesting that the Slovak goaltender knocked off the post on purpose. We're taking a look at the replay right now. I mean, the puck, A, never crossed the line, and B, I don't think that was intentional. Oh, and there it is. The empty netter. Wow. I'm just seeing it right now because I'm a few seconds behind on my stream, clearly, but there it is. There it is. And that one goes down the ice into the net. That is all, folks. Everyone thought USA was going to come back. Well, I'm in the United States, so I can't watch on TSN. I'll tell you that much. Damn, man. What a game for the Slovaks. Again, credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. They played an unbelievable game. And they took advantage of the opportunities that they were given. Oh, that gives me chills, man. Just like the player screaming into the camera. Yo! Herbo, come on, bro. You're smarter than that. TSN, Toronto Sports Network. Shane's going to say it's the Sports Network, but no, it's Toronto Sports Network. No, TSN's Canada's ESPN. However, in the United States, it's exclusively being broadcasted on NHL Network, or if you travel down the depths of Reddit, you're able to find another spot to watch it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, TSN is just Canadian. But if you watch like ESPN Sports Center and TSN Sports Center, the music's the same. Like it's all visually the exact same. Well, that does it, folks. That does it. The Americans fall to the Slovaks 6-3 in this one. Going to give a quick grade to the prospects, Minnesota Wild prospects. I'll say the number 18, Servac Petrosky. I'll give him a solid B. Again, first period, second period, third period. Didn't do anything bad. Wasn't a liability to his team. Didn't have any bad plays. Had a couple chances. I think 2 shots on net. A few good passing plays. And was solid on the second unit power play. Oh, man. Jack Peart, though, started off the game very, very strong. Some bad decision making and some bad passing and just battling up against the boards in the second period. And in the third period, it was kind of the same. The 5th goal against him and Luke Hughes were on the ice and involved in the play. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Jack Peart after this game. I'm going to have to give him a C rating. I don't think this was his best game. I think he had a good first period. I think he had a great game against Latvia. However, this one, him and Luke Hughes, they just weren't that good. They just weren't that good. And look, a little brouhaha at the end of this game here. So again, Petrosky didn't play a lot. I'll give him a solid B. Wasn't a detriment to his team at all, but didn't contribute much. Solid B. I'm going to have to give a C grading to Jack Peart, who, again, first period of the game looked tremendous. In the game against Latvia, looked awesome. In this one, he was on the ice for a few goals against, and some of his plays that he was involved with led to direct goals against for Slovakia. I love how Slovakia got a penalty with like the final 3 seconds of the game. Yes, I plan to. I'm also going to be streaming Friday and Saturday on my channel, the City Life Project, and exclusive membership stream tonight on the channel as well. Damn. Oh, well. Have a good evening, Isha. Talk to you later. Good night, Angus. Let's hope Canada does better than the U.S. tonight as well. Well, that's going to do it, folks. That's going to do it. Again, the United States defeat Slovakia. An upset. An upset, folks. Jack Peart doesn't look too good for the Minnesota Wild, but hey, Petrosky looked pretty good when we saw him on the ice. Join me tomorrow for some more Minnesota Wild prospect watch parties. Join me later tonight on the City Life Project YouTube channel for an exclusive membership stream, and all weekend for MMA watch parties and fight companions as well. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload, and do not forget to comment on the video after it's posted, as it just helps YouTube push our channel to more viewers. Check out the podcast if you haven't already, the SOTA Pod, wherever you get your podcast from, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And hey, if you're already on the app following our podcast, you might as well give a rating and a review. Again, it helps us help you. That's it for me here today. Czech versus Slovakia for the gold, says ACOM007. How crazy would that be? Both of those nations would be so happy if that happened. And what a crazy turn of events if that happened as well. The former Czechoslovakia now facing each other for the gold. Very cool story. Shout out to you, ACOM. Thank you so much for joining. That's it for me. Gonna go watch the boys in red and white defeat the Germans here. And I'll see you all tomorrow on this channel. Like, subscribe, check out the podcast, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you all. Have a great evening. Go Canada, baby.